Hello everybody, it's Basilisk here, and welcome back to RyotPack Origins. So, last episode I finished off saying that I'd probably do a bit of tinkers off camera, and I have done a little bit. We have a smeltery here, and some of the tinkers tables. I've also made a few tinkers tools. However, these are not going to be final tools that I'm going to use, and I thought, after finding out some new things about tinkers, and I'm pretty sure some of this is new from 1.8 and 1.9 tinkers compared to 1.7, that I would bring you back in to tell you about some of those things I've found out. So what have we got anyway right now? Right now, I'll talk about my armour in a second too. Right now we have a bronze pickaxe which has got squeaky, dense, writable, fortified, and hastest. And look down there, we can see the death leaderboard. I'm 5th. Not going too badly, I guess. So, what does all that mean? Well, we are using a sponge tool rod, which is one of those new materials I was talking about. If we have a look at that, Tinkers sponge. So it's got the squeaky aspect to it, or trait is the term. It also has a good handle modifier, and it's got good durability. So it seems like a great thing to use. So I went ahead and used that on these tools, and what it gives you is it gives you Silk Touch without having to add on or take up a modifier using a Silky Jewel, which is awesome. So that saves one modifier. I also created a sword using it. Now, this sword, not so good. Let's go over here and do a little test with this sword. Here we go. Squid. I can hit the squid all day long, and it does not do a single point of damage to it. So, it's not a great material to use on a sword. Obviously, swords you want to do damage. So, I have retired that sword. I was trying a few different swords after that to try and figure out what was going to work best, and I've got right now a bone, silver and paper sword, which the silver gives extra damage to the undead mobs, so that's all good. I also made, these are just temporary ones, they have Silk Touch as well, and are writable, but I also made a stone paper hammer. So I've never made one of these before. I usually go for more believable, I guess, things, using metal for parts and so on. And sponge, apparently. But yes, a stone paper hammer. So that gives me a lot of modifiers, which I use to up the durability and the haste of it. And it works pretty well. I will be making a more proper hammer very soon to actually test the two against each other. So this, is very quick to dig through things. There we go, no time at all. The problem is, though, it does not have lapis on it for fortune, and it doesn't have Silk Touch, so it's not very good really for gathering resources that coal and diamonds and the like, because you really want to fortune those. So what else did I discover? So there are a whole lot of new materials or aspects of traits that these materials have. Things like Obsidian used to give reinforce. Now it's got this durate, which it's basically the same. It gives it a reinforced trait onto the tool. There are things like this Petramore on Ardite, which is something that I'm going to use for... well, I want to use it for a hammer. That means that when you're digging stone, you have a 10% chance of increasing the durability on your tool. So it's self-repair as such. But I couldn't find any way of adding auto-repair onto a tool. There's no ball of moss in here, so I can't do that. So that... what was it called again? The Petramore is a good one to get onto tools that you are going to be digging stone with that you want to repair. So we're going to make a hammer that's going to use some of that, and possibly a pick. Now, the material I want to make a pick out of is cobalt, because it's the fastest, and I need to go to the Nether to get that. I haven't got any yet, but to get cobalt you need a tool that can actually mine it, and this bronze pickaxe can. So bronze only actually has a mining level of diamond, so it can't mine cobalt, but in here you can create a sharpening kit. So I created a Obsidian Sharpening Kit, and you can use that to increase the level of your tool to cobalt mining without... I mean, if you actually used obsidian for your tool, it has very low durability. So without reducing the durability, you can increase the mining level. Very handy. So now let's go on to this armor I've got. I've made 3 new pieces, and this is all from Armor Plus, and they all have different aspects they give you. So my coal helmet is giving me night vision. I think it's night right now, and look at that, perfectly fine. Lava will give me resistance and fire resistance, and it's got very good armor rating. Iron leggings, I haven't replaced those yet. I know what I want to get for that. Emerald ones, which will give me haste. And redstone boots, which give me speed too, so I can run fast. Wonder how well this will work against him. Yeah, pretty well. 2 hits. It's a single hit on this sword against skeletons and zombies. So that's pretty good. Oh, and he dropped his block. Awesome. So yes, I'm going to pop off into the Nether, gather up some cobalt. Oh, well, let's just go over there right now. I'll show you into the Nether. I did... Oh, wait. See? Single hit. Even though he had armor on. And him. Ha-ha! It's a very nice little weapon we've got. But we're going to make one which is actually going to be a lot better. I've picked out the... Hey! Yep. The skeletons, no more problem. I've picked out the materials I want to make my sword out of, and I need cobalt and ardite to do that. So, again, need to go into the Nether. And here's our way in. I have popped through into the Nether before. Where are all you guys? So I've popped through into the Nether before. And some other guys have also popped through. I hadn't found any of the cobalt or ardite, because I think this Nether was created prior to Tinkers being in the pack, and that might mean that we'll need to go a bit further out to find any of those materials. Oh yeah, this works. Okay, so I'm going to dig for a little way and see what I can find. So this is one of those new things that we've got in the Nether. I'm not sure what mod this is from, but there are Abyssal Craft apparently. So there are Nether versions of all the animals. So there's a chicken, a very angry chicken or something, and this is a cow. Okay, and there are pigs as well. I've seen around the place. So that's all. It makes it a bit more, I guess you'd say interesting in the Nether. It's a bit more exciting. Okay, something down there too. Anyway, I still haven't found anything, so I'll be back in a bit once I find something interesting. Well, I've found a fortress and a blaze spawner, so that's going to come in handy to get some blaze rods. Good thing is I've got fire resistance, and they are a single hit. I just tested that. So this is going to be an easy little collection of some into fire. There we go. Easy little collection of some blaze rods, which will come in handy. So I'll take a few minutes just here and give her some. Well, I say as dog just gets blown up by a creeper. But I think I might be far enough out. If I'm not mistaken, I think there is cobalt up there. Now, there are quite a few new ores in the Nether. There are a whole lot of things like sheep ore, which I got raw mutton and... Oh, go away. Raw mutton and wool from. The wool is actually going to come in handy for later, and I'll show you that when we're making our materials. I keep on hearing noises around me, but let's go up and see if that is cobalt like what I think. Okay. This could be dangerous. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, I'm going to have to take that out of my slot there, because for some reason it and there goes dog getting slain by himself, which, if you don't know, is to do with our grave mods. Cobalt, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Get rid of that. There we go. Is there any more? Just the single piece. Doesn't matter about that lava, because I am immune to it. On fire. Happy as. So, there should be more cobalt and ardite around. Was that other one that I saw? Ardite, where was that? There's some yellow over... Oh, that's knocking me off there. There, is that ardite? Or is that one of the special ones? Oh, it is ardite. Sweet. Now we have cobalt and ardite. Where did that ardite go? Wow, that's rather curious. That piece of art... Oh, there it is. I thought we'd lost that piece of ardite. So I'm in the area where I can start finding this. There is some more ardite there. Ardite. I'm going to be collecting a fair bit of this, and I'll meet you back on the other side of the portal, if I can find it. I think it's that way. See you soon. And we're back. It's been a couple of days since those earlier clips. I went and got some ardite and cobalt. I've put some in to smelt up. I've got some cobalt, and I'm making some Merlion right now, which is a mixture of cobalt and ardite, which is what's happening here. And we have had a little update since then. We removed those Jackber crafting tables. I've just put in normal crafting tables here. We also have a problem with making tool forges in the Tinker's crafting station, so that caused a bit of an issue on the server. But let's get back to making some tools. So I want to make a hammer. Here we go. We've got a hammer head. Now these casts are pretty easy to make actually. All you do is you make a stone part for whatever cast that you want, and then you pour gold onto it. Now in other packs you are able to use aluminum brass, but we don't have that, and I don't know if that's just a change in Tinkers that it doesn't support it anymore, or whether just the mods that we've got means that we don't have it. So we've got 8 cobalt. So if you see on this one it says material cost 8, so that should now make us our hammerhead. Now the reason why we're using cobalt for the hammerhead is that that is the fastest material, and we definitely want something very fast. So let's see, that should come up soon. Now my kind of idea of what I'm doing for my tools is I'm going to have this one just for clearing out stuff when I want to make clear out an area. The cobalt one, we want to dig fast, but we want to silk touch everything because it is probably best to do silk touch with this, and then I'm going to use a pick which has got fortune on it to then break up the ores that I get with the cobalt hammer. Now there are a couple of ways of getting speed with this. If possible, it would be good for us to get the unnatural trait onto our tool here, which adds a lot of extra speed when mining things below the level of the tool that you've got. So with a cobalt mining level, and if you're mining stone, it should go really fast. So to get that, we need some night slime. And to get night slime, how can we do that? Iron, liquid purple slime, and seared stone. Now, I can't do that right now, so that might be something I'll end up making another tool a bit later to do that. I don't have the liquid purple slime. So, given that we can't do that, let's go for the next option, which is that we want to... the next option would be using a sponge tool rod so that we can get the silk touch onto there without using up one of the modifiers. I should have somewhere some wool. Why do I need wool? No, I actually need more wool than that. Got a little bit more. Well, if I go and use this bucket of water and wool around it, we get sponge. Nice and simple. Don't have to go find a water monument to get sponge. You can just make it yourself. Isn't modded wonderful? Okay, I'm going to have to get a little bit more wool to finish this off, so I will be right back. And there we have our final piece of sponge. It should be 3. Let's check that. So we want a tough tool rod. It's got a material cost of 3, and we can put in the sponge, and there we go. Squeaky, that's what I wanted. Now, for the 2 plates, I am going to have to firstly put in... I've got 6 ingots of that. That's actually more than what I thought we were going to get. The plates I am going to do for the hammer. I want one of them to be obsidian, so I can grab out that plate. there. I've got some obsidian here. You can, I think, make the obsidian one in the part builder, but since I've got some obsidian inside the smeltery, I may as well do it this way. Hopefully there was enough, though it looks like there might not be. Obsidian is one of those things that takes forever to smelt up, so that might go to waste if I can do it this way. Let's see. Obsidian, yeah, okay. We're going to do it that way. That was a little bit of a waste of obsidian, but never mind. I'm going to have to break that now. There we go. I could have sucked it back out, but ease of use this way. Now, the other plate, so the obsidian's going to give us some reinforce, which is going to increase the longevity of the hammer. And the other thing we want is an ardite plate. Now that will take 8 ardite, but since it doubles, we can just put 4 in. And so that's going to take a little while just to smelt up. While we're doing that, let's make a sword. Now for the sword, we're going to use some Merlion, which has very good attack stats as it is anyway, and it there we go, we got that. It also has the insatiable aspect on it, and that, and we can put that in here to figure that out. If I add that, it increases, where does it tell me? Oh, it's only when you've actually got it already made. It basically increases how much damage it can do over time as you use it more consistently, more in one session. So, I don't know. I want it for the tool anyway. And the guard I am also going to do out of Merlion. And the reason for that is that you can get the cold-blooded aspect, which is super cool. That basically means that when you... Do I have any silver in here? No, I don't. I need 1. It means when you attack a mob that has full health, it does 1.5 times the damage. So that's going to be really good. I need a tool rod for this, and it looks like the ardite is done as well. So let's get that going. Ardite, pour that on, and that will be all of the stuff that we need for our hammer. The silver is done. So as soon as this is finished, I'll get the silver tool rod going, and we can make our 2 tools. I am going to go ahead and make the lumber axe and make a new pick and all those sorts of things, and I'll do all that off camera because it does take a bit of time, but and a lot of thinking about what materials you want to make things about. It's so many customized ways of doing things. I mean, paper to give you writable, but it reduces durability. What is that noise? That sounds kind of like a guardian. Wouldn't have thought there'd be one of those around here. Okay, so silver tool rod. Now this only uses 1, so that's good. Put that down there, pour it in, and we've got that. So we should now be able to make our sword. That, and that. We've got insatiable, so during combat you deal more and more damage, but also consume more and more durability. Okay, the durability side of it's not that great, but we get the Merlion Blade has very good attack stats. The Holy does extra damage to the undead. It is a +3. Cold-blooded deal increased damage to full health mobs. So this gives us an 11.72 damage. This one here's got 11.89, and that's already got, if we see, it's already got one full set of sharpness added to it. So we can get probably we can get quite high damage with this, and it should still do really good damage right now. I won't go attack anything yet because we'll make our hammer first. So for the hammer we'll put the cobalt, the ardite, the obsidian, and the sponge, which gives us this. We've got 2600 durability, which is really good. It's got a reasonable mining speed, and it has, well, it's got stone bound, so it will increase speed as the durability goes down. And we've got squeaky, so silk touch. We've got momentum, which increases the speed as long as we keep going. So tool mine's faster when it wears down, okay, and it lasts longer. So there we go. And I'll be adding a lot of redstone onto that. Let's go try this out. So where were we? We were down. Well, let's go off to the side. Dig. So it's a bit slower than the other one, but I haven't added any redstone onto it yet. Oh, look at that. As I dig, it's getting faster. That's actually really nice. Good speed already. Well, I'm pretty happy with that as a initial tool without any redstone on it. And we see we have used a little bit of our durability, and it's going to take cobalt to fix it, which is the part that the stone one has over this, is that it just takes stone to fix it. Now, okay, here we go. Here are some mobs. Let's try out this new sword. Should be single hit. Yep, not a problem. Now these skeletons, still single hit. Awesome. So, I'm going to have to try it out on a more high health mob. Something like a zombie pigman or something like that. It'll be quite interesting to try this on the wither, actually. I will be once we get the wither skulls. So, I think that's going to do it for now. We have a few good tools, and I'm going to make sure I get a really good pick with a lot of fortune on it. I'm going to add a lot of redstone onto this one to speed it up. And we might also see if there's a way of increasing the durability even more. But I might be making a new one if I can get the night slime material, which will be interesting. So we've got a range of different tools, and it's really awesome, I think, with Tinkers, how customizable all of that is. So, thank you for watching. I hope that you got a little bit of an interest in Tinkers out of this, or enjoyed seeing what I was doing with the tools. And I hope that you probably learned something as well. So until next time, take care, have a great week, and I'll see you again later. Bye!